Welcome back, fuckers, to the Material Peace Experience. I'm your host, as per usual. I love saying that. Welcome back, y'all. I know I was fucking brainstorming for so long. Look at me already already cursing multiple times. I've been brainstorming for a while on what kind of video to make, and I realized I have a lot of good videos right here. If you watch some of my other videos, what's up? If you haven't, welcome. If it's your first time, welcome. Hope you enjoy. I have this the notes app on your phone. I have this pinned page, and it's just called quotes, and it's just a long ass list of quotes that I really fuck with. I've always liked. I've always been a quotes guy. Very close friends of mine, also big quotes guys. We go back and forth. I love it. It's a good way to help return you to who you are deep inside, and I quite like that. So I was thinking, grab some popcorn, guys. Grab some popcorn. You know, beat the shit out of Santa Claus, get some fucking food with you, sit down and enjoy as I don't say Daddy Mateo because that sounds really fucking gay, but as I just tell you some fucking quotes, you know. Should probably cut that out, but I know I'm not gonna because it's funny. So sit down. I want to tell you guys about some quotes. I'll probably do like three or five. I have hundreds, but we can only be here for so long. Here's a really good one I like. Comparison is the thief of joy. I quite like that. A lot of times we introduce a lot of our own suffering into our lives by comparing ourselves with somebody else, constantly sizing ourselves up to other people. And now, that can be a tool. But hear me out. It's also really fucking shitty for your mental health if you're constantly comparing yourself to every other guy you see. Oh, that guy's bigger than me in the gym and he's been there for less time than me. Like, you are introducing so much hurt into your own life because you're comparing yourself to other people whose lives isn't even fucking like you. You might look at one guy. This is why I don't like Instagram. This is why I don't like social media so much. It's because I would always be on these apps and I'd compare myself to all these people who are richer, or younger than me, or better looking than me, and I'd be like, wow, they fucking have it all. But I don't know that. If I were to actually live their life, there's probably so much problems and stresses that they fucking have that I wouldn't want. Think of it like this. Imagine you are rich. You make it, you have your goals, you have all the kind of money you want, you have the family, you have the life, you have the car, but your neighbor's got a better car than you. It's so much cooler, so much richer, so much more money into it. And he's got a bigger fucking house with a bigger pool. His kids seem happier. You might think like, oh my god, his life is just better than me. But if you were to actually look into his life, it might suck. He might be working so much extra hours than you, making just a smidge more money that he doesn't get to spend as much time with his family. He might be slaving away to a job that he doesn't even like just to afford a more expensive house and a more expensive car that he doesn't even have as much time to drive. Like there's so much things you can compare yourself to with other people, but you don't know the full story. You only can see what is shown to you. And what is shown to you is so fucking surface level that you can't possibly compare the depth of yourself to someone's best side. You fucking can't. And when you do, you usually just find yourself lacking because you're comparing all the flaws and all the shit that you hate about yourself because you are your own worst critic to somebody's best side. It's just throwing so much more poison and hate into your life. It's better to be without it. Now, sometimes I do compare myself to other people as motivation to get better because sometimes you can use it as a tool. I 100% agree on that. If you can use something as a tool, use it. But use it as a tool and not a mindset. Next up, we are going to do. Hmm, what's a really good one? Here's one from Fight Club. Alright, I watched that shit recently, and there's a quote. Actually, there's like two quotes that I really like from that movie. It's a good movie, I like it. And here's one from Tyler. in the character in the movie, I don't want to die without any scars. Now, in the movie, I'm sure he's referring to the actual Fight Club, hitting people, being hurt in return, having physical scars. But I attribute this more to life and just life itself. What kind of life is a life without any scars? What kind of life is when you get to the pearly gates and you can see all the things that you could have been that you weren't because you didn't go out for it. You didn't go push yourself that hard and go and live that and become this person. That sucks. That's like my that's like the worst thing you can feel. A lot of people who are old on their deathbed have cancer, they regret the things they didn't do. And a life without scars is a life without any kind of real action or drive or dreams and hard fucking work. It's a life without failures, and a life without failures is a life without enough fucking action. Like if you do your absolute best and you get hurt, you did your absolute best. There's nothing to worry about. You did your best and you got hurt. Okay, learn from it. Learn from it and use it. You can bear this scar and use it to better your life. Because of this scar, your life will get better as much as it might hurt right now. And attribute that to yourself physically. Like who doesn't want a life without scars? That's why wrestlers like cauliflower ears so much, because that shows how much hard work you put in the gym, working your ass off, drilling, doing live, all this kind of stuff, tournaments. That's what you fucking want. Plus, it's like a badge of honor because it's a physical scar that shows the amount of time and work that you've put into yourself. So, a life without scars, without ridges, without ups and downs isn't really a life. It isn't really the life you want to live. And to add another quote that I actually don't have written down, but that just popped into my mind. You shouldn't pray for an easy life. You should pray for the strength to endure a great one. And a great life is going to have a lot of scars. When you pray for wisdom, and you pray for greatness, and you dream and chase that, you are chasing difficulty, you are chasing problems, you are chasing adversity, because that's what builds wisdom and greatness. It is only in the face of adversity, when you get those scars, when you do fail, and when you come back and when you face adversity again and then you succeed, that you build mental toughness, that you build scars, life scars, that you build wisdom, and you build the path to greatness. It is only in that application that great things come true. So a life without scars is like living like a fucking A5 Wagyu cow. You're just massaged and taken care of the entire time. That may sound great, but at the end of your life, you're going to be like, damn, I had nothing but just an easy life. Do I really know myself? And that's a big thing. You can only really know your level and how much you want to be and how much better you can be when you fucking apply yourself. Dude, difficulty creates life. Quote that shit. And I love that quote. You see, it's a such a simple quote, it's a sentence, and I've yapped for so fucking long about it. I didn't mean to make hard eye contact while I sip that water. All right, back to it. What's another quote I could use? Like I said, like I'm looking at my computer because it's where I have all my quotes written out, and it's just a long ass fucking list. Here's a really good one. You're not meant to tame the storm, just to bear it until it fades. Unavoidable suffering is unavoidable, but how you react to it can tell a lot about you. And if you have the right why, you can bear almost anyhow. Sometimes you're not meant to win right now. Sometimes you're not meant to make the big push right now. Sometimes you're just meant to endure and then learn. Now, you can attribute this quote to a lot of things about difficulty, about suffering, about pushing through adversity. Yeah. But honestly, This might be TMI, but I like to share a lot of deep things about me because I'm that guy. And you guys might relate to this. And if you guys have ever struggled with no fab, struggled with, you know, quitting pornography, this is an amazing quote. Because when you feel, that's what I attribute this, that's what I attribute this quote to. I don't attribute this to like pain and growth and unavoidable suffering, although you can. I attribute this to when you really, really, really want to do something, when you want to relapse on a drug, when you want to relapse on porn or something, and you don't do it. That is a real, that's a huge fucking win, man. It really is. You're not meant to tame the storm right now. You're just meant to bear it until it fades. But sometimes that's the next step that you can do. Because I mean, recently I was in a fucking mood. I was talking to someone, said bye to them. I was like, damn, that bitch is hot. And I was like really, really thinking like, hey, should I hit her up? Because she was into me. She was staring at me a lot, and I was like, you know what? I could go back to my values and get with this girl, but I didn't, and it didn't feel good. Would have felt amazing for me to be like with someone romantically and sexually like that, but I didn't, and I didn't back down on my values, and I love that because as much as I have wanted to do something that was pretty bad for me that I know I didn't really want to do, I didn't do it. I'm not able to beat the storm right now and defeat lust, but I'm able to take the small steps to endure it and to learn how to endure it so that one day I can tame that. Because that's a big goal for me right now is to beat lust. I've struggled with lust and lustful thoughts for a long time, and I've seen it negatively impact me multiple times. So if you imagine life as a ladder, and as you get better, you add more rungs on the ladder. This is a massive fucking rung for me to add in my life when I'm able to say confidently that I've beaten this thing and I'm able to control it a whole lot better. Because that's going to be fucking awesome. For right now, I'm on the path for that. And if you can relate to that, I 100% advise you to write this quote down, hang it up if you want, write it down in your own notes app, and fucking think about it often. Because whenever you are faced with temptation, whether it be drugs, alcohol, women, porn, what's another thing? I don't know, maybe you have like a addiction to go partying or something like that, or going seeing somebody that you know is toxic and bad for you. You're gonna be tempted, and you're gonna be tempted for a long amount of time. You're gonna be tempted for a lot, man. It's gonna require a lot out of you to say no every single time because it's gonna feel like shit right now, but one day it will pay off. And you're not meant to beat the fucking storm. You're not meant to tame it right now. Just to bear it until it fades, and just to bear it until things get slightly better. You can go and do other things and stop thinking about this stuff. And then you can realize, you know what, yeah, I did make the right choice by not relapsing, by not going back on my values to go and do something that I didn't want to do. I'm talking a little fast, but this is a very important quote to me. Like this might be one of the most important quotes that I've read in the past, I don't know, like 2 months. It's a big thing. And I hope you guys like this. I could make a whole video about that. I really could, but it's just an amazing quote. Guys, I hope you fucking like it. All right. Hope you have a good one. I'm gonna end this video here. I see you boys at the top. Peace. And hey, remember, with hard work, you can turn your goals into accomplishments. I don't know how I feel about that. I really like that, but I don't know if my delivery was perfect. With hard work, dreams do come true. And yeah, stay hard. I'll see you guys at the top. Damn, this video was way longer than I thought, but peace.